You know what it is, man. It's the one-on-one with Mike D, and right now we live at the screw shop, man. I done got my brother home. I'm so proud of him. He did his time like a G, and now he back on the streets, man. Botany is the block that stay crunk at all time. The boss is here. C-Note, what's happening?
Man, hold up. You know what it do, man.
Man, welcome home.
One-on-one with Mike Deezy.
Man, welcome.
Easy.
Welcome home, baby.
Man, appreciate it, man.
Man, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, I feel real good to be back, man. Feel real good. Feel like I'm born again pretty much. You know what I mean? They bury you alive, you know what I mean? You locked up, it's like they bury you alive, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm born again right now, Mike D.
I know that's right, man. One thing though, you missed all the early county jails, and did you ever go to the county when we was younger?
Yeah, I went to the county and all that, but I never had to do no real time, you know what I mean? The most I ever did in the county, I did 3 months straight. I did do 3 months straight.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was in Wilder County. So, I've been to Harris County plenty of times, but
Never for a state.
Bond out, you know what I mean? I always bond out. I always beat the cases. My lawyer always beat the cases over the years. Never had caught a felony though, so it was always guns. And then I ended up doing 3 months in the county for some back in 2000, 2001.
Right.
Somewhere in there in Wilder County. The same county where Sandra Bland, that happened to Sandra Bland that I was in that.
Damn, that's crazy. But I know, I was thinking, I said when I was on the way over here, I said, man, I'm thinking C-Note been blessed enough to miss TDC and all that.
Yeah, I definitely was.
So that first run was federal, man. God, dog, man. Talk to us about that experience a little bit. No.
Man, the first run, like you say, it was federal, and I never would have imagined that my first run would be federal. I always thought that most likely, because I hadn't been in trouble, that most likely I'll get probation first. If you know what I mean, I beat the case or get probation, but unfortunately it didn't happen like that. So I got caught in conspiracy, and I didn't never get caught with nothing or anything. Nobody never snitched on me or none of that, which is player. So, but the feds work different. So, you get caught in the conspiracy, you get in trouble for what even somebody else did, just knowing people. So it kind of opened my mind to how it really work out here. You know what I mean? It ain't got to be just you. It can be somebody else. You just real cool with it, whatever, and the feds can be on them. Next thing you know, they got you. They didn't caught you in a spider web just by being associated with another person. So that's basically what happened to me. Somebody did snitch on my co-defendant, and when they snitched on him, the feds started watching him, and basically they followed him, to Houston because they was from Louisiana. So they followed him to Houston a couple times. It's like, I guess this going to Houston, And then they said that I was the only one that he was seeing, so they kind of assumed that, hey, he must have been getting whatever he was doing from you. So me, just being around a lot of people, like you say, I was like, well, once they brought charges on me, I was like, well, I'm not finna take it to trial because, the feds, from what I know, the Fed got a 90-some% conviction rate.
Come on now.
So I was like, I ain't finna do it. I had an OG that did the same thing, got caught with the same, had a conspiracy for the same thing, and he took his to trial years ago, and they gave him 20 years, you know what I mean? So I was like, I can't go out like that, So I just went in and pled guilty quick as I can, and it was my first one, so I say, I got to pay my dues, I guess. So,
yeah,
I went there, pled guilty to 5 years, paid my dues. We had, but nowadays, the feds and all that, it's a little bit different. Back in the day, you get 5 years, you might do 4.5 or something, 3.5. This time I only did right under 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, it's different now. Yeah, you got what, time cuts. You got
a bunch of time.
Good behavior.
First Step Act.
Yeah.
Good behavior. it was a few things that get you out a lot more quicker than back in the day. So
One thing about it, I know you wasn't doing no whining, cause boy, when you down there, you see
nah,
boys and it be like 20. Then they like to give it to you in months.
bingo,
I
bingo.
can't. I better not
You
cry.
can't even
And
count it.
this boy been gone long as I've been living.
Man, there was people with thousands of months, hundreds of months, crazy numbers. So, I couldn't complain about my little 60 months, you know what I mean? So I was like, I just had to take it as a blessing and, look at them like, damn. So, I stood 10 toes down and just held my head up high and, did
Kept
what I had to
moving.
do and come on out of there, get back to my family.
You know it's crazy, cause when they tell you 60 months, that don't sound like
Yeah, yeah.
until you get home and go to adding it up. You get back to the house, you like,
Dang.
hold on, it's 12 months in a year. Whoa, what they just done to me? Hold on, mama, mama.
Yeah.
Call my lawyer.
120 months or 180 months.
That's 10
It don't
years.
sound like what, it's 10 and 15 years, yeah. So, and right now I done got a lot older on top of that. So now it's like they tell you some numbers like that to me it's like
A
it's
life
like a
sentence.
life sentence. You know what I mean?
It is.
So
It is. It
can't
truly
play
is.
no games out here, bro.
I remember I was in the county one time and I was reading KK. They had him in the paper. We talking about grandma and everybody and that, and they broke it down. It was like 100. They said, yeah, KK Kelvin, he got 100 and something months, and Mama got 60 months. I'm like, oh, they good. It's all good today. Ain't doing no tripping.
Yeah.
Till I went to thinking about it, I say,
Yeah.
damn,
Add up a lot different.
yeah, that ain't right.
A whole lot
But
different.
then we got brothers like Blunt that had a life sentence. We got brothers like Diz who did a bunch of time, so we
Yeah.
can't complain about it. Like I did
Right.
some state time too, but everything was 10 years and I go do 4. You know them little skit
Right.
bitch. You see me come in and out, you
I
know.
got you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, it's got to be thankful for that because it's people
Yeah.
ain't coming home, bro.
Yeah, people ain't coming on. People did a whole lot more time than I did. Then on top of that, like you say, state versus fed, I got a little blessed that way too, because the feds was a lot more laid back than the state. Well, I'm gonna say the fed camp, because the fed it's serious now. You know what I mean? But I happened to go to federal camp.
Oh, yeah,
So
you
it was
was
my
cool.
first time. So camp was cool, man. So we was,
Free
chilling,
world
eating
food.
free world,
How
eating
they
free
was
world
treating the
food
Botany
sometimes.
boss in that. It was weird a little bit, I
Yeah,
bet, but then when you
yeah.
got used to it, all the
Nah, when I got there, man, they was laying out the red carpet. They kind of know you coming before you even get there. They knew before I came that I was coming, so they was already
ready for
they
you.
was already ready for me, rolling out the red carpet, man, and we kicked it, man, ate good and
Ooh.
anything you could think of, like
It's
you know
there.
what I mean. Like, yeah,
They say in the feds, man, it's like shit. It's the only thing is you ain't home.
yeah, yeah.
In the
You ain't
camps.
on in the
In
camps,
the
in the
camps.
camps, in the
Yeah.
camps, because camps is pretty relaxed. You can go outside anytime you want to, and like I say, you it's easier to eat like free world food. Sometimes you ain't supposed to be doing all that.
Get a
but,
little blessing.
Get a little blessing time to time, but the higher ups and stuff like that, and the lows, because you go from camp, low,
USP.
medium, USP. Man,
That's
those
behind the wall there.
behind the wall, those get pretty serious. You know what I mean? It's pretty serious stuff going on in there. Like you got to ride in the cars with
There you
certain
go.
people. You know what I mean? You can't
Texas
just
car.
Texas car, South car, Houston
Yeah.
car, some kind of car, because you can't be in there
Solo.
by yourself like that. Because they might, it ain't gonna go well for you.
Man.
You're gonna have to ride with somebody. And then,
Did you see somebody in there that surprised you? Like, damn, what the hell Donald Trump doing in here? Or what the hell Martha's doing? You know what I mean? Did you? Because I mean, you know what I mean? You that guy, man. I already know that you holding it down. Because I know, man. Come on now, you know that.
I was in there.
That
with-
name hold weight now.
Yeah, I was in there with a bunch of millionaires, billionaires, a bunch of cartel bosses, but people they knew who I was, even to the guards and stuff, they was like, oh, you know, I never met a star, somebody famous and stuff like that. Everybody never laughing, and yeah, you know, because I would never tell nobody who I was. They
That
just
ain't
had
your
to find
persona.
out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
Once
can't
they
see you in
find
that
out.
bitch. Hey, I'm C-No, y'all.
Yeah,
You so laid
yeah.
back, you know.
So yeah, it was the guards would find out because I did time in Texas first, so they that's what they was like. You know, I never met nobody famous because it was a little country town. But then I did time in Oklahoma. Cause they're the feds, you know, they national,
Move you
so
around.
they'll move you around. So I was trying to get to Alabama to take a drug program, and I went through Oklahoma, and I went through Atlanta, and then Alabama. So when I went to Alabama too, even I wouldn't tell the guards or nobody who I was down there, but they ended up finding out who I was somehow, some way. They were like, I know. Who you? What's your name? You know, during count. You know, they got 4 o'clock count.
Right.
They was tripping in there,
I
man.
know they
He was like, man, I
would.
think I played your music or something. Yeah. So
What, you
it
got
was-
a phone for me? You got something for me? Where that Popeyes at or something? Yeah, you want to
where's
stay
that?
send me out here talking all day. I used to hate that shit, bro.
Yeah, where is that for real?
But I tell you one thing, no, you looking good. You didn't miss that weight bench. I see you ain't missed no wreck, huh, man? You ain't miss. You looking good, baby.
A bunch of push-ups, man. Calisthenics, that's it. Cause
You ain't play with that iron. You just straight there.
in the camp, they don't have iron. They don't have no iron in the feds. No iron. In the higher ups, though, like they might have in the lows and the medium. But in the camps, it wasn't no iron. I wanted iron.
Yeah.
But, you know, well, we worked out with, like, we made stuff.
Water
worked out with,
bags and yeah.
cylinders, cylinder blocks, and, you know, stuff like that.
You gonna find a way in that penitentiary, boy. I'm talking about, boy, you gonna find a way to make everything. Boy, be making fifis and
They gonna make
shishis
a way out of nowhere.
a way out of nothing, man. I'm talking about, man, that's good, though, man. I'm glad you made it out of there, man, because it's a lot of horrific stories about people going, and then it's a lot of horrific stories about people not coming out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about the higher ups. You know, you might not come out from there. You got to ride in that car. They might send you to do something stupid. Now you're 5 years and turn into 500 years. You know, because the feds give you life for life. So you end up killing somebody in there riding for your car. You just might not come home. You know what I mean? So it's like a big trick bag. That's why I say you really don't. It ain't no place to be, man, for sure.
That's why people say I wish anything on my enemies, man. Jail or hell, man. I don't even wish that on my enemies, man. That's cold, that man. Man, it's good to have you back, man. But let's go back a little bit, man. You know, a lot of people know that y'all were the first ones to drop an album out of the Screwed Up Clique, but I don't think they understand how that happened. Like, what? You were the star of the group, obvious, you know what I mean? But I loved y'all family dynamic, bro.
Yeah.
Like, coming from Botany is, like, that's one thing everybody always say about y'all, man. No matter what, even if y'all live plexing, we don't know about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So take us back, man. What made you just say, you know what? I'm flowing on these tape, and I'm finna go and just push an album out, man.
Yeah, okay. So how that pretty much came about, I would say, like, before I met Screw, we was already met my cousin Kirby D. He used to do a little rapping. Me and him used to do a little writing. So we would go over my homeboy Big Al house on Botany, and Big Al used to make mixtapes like Screw did. Big Al did. So,
Big Al with the biz?
yeah, he used to make mixtapes, and Mammoth them, Chris Mammoth
Yes,
them,
sir.
all them used to buy mixtapes from Big Al. And Big Al, you would go in this room, he had, just like Screw had the records everywhere, Big Al was like that, he had the records everywhere. So anyway, Big Al, we figured out a way to start rapping over instrumentals at Big Al house. So we used to do that. And so when we used to do that, we actually recorded some. So later on, like I say, about 92. So I think this was like in 90 when we used to do that at Big Al house. Like 90, probably 89, 88.
Could be, easy.
Right, 88, 90, 88 and 90. We used to rap at that house. So I didn't meet Screw to 92. When I met Screw, through Quincy from the SA Foods.
Cute dog.
Met Q Dog. They was playing that slow when I was like, you know, he had an instrumental. We riding around the car, rapping over the instrumental, just freestyling. So when we was freestyling, it was actually easier to freestyle
Over the slow down.
over the slow down music. You know what I mean? So the first chance I got when I went over Screw and got my personal mixtape. See, back then Screw made the personals, so that's why a lot of people really hadn't heard me on a whole lot of Screw tapes. It'd have been way more if they wasn't all personal back then. So we had the personals going, and we used to freestyle on our personal ones. You know what I mean? So.
And when you say personal, I don't mean to cut you off. I want y'all to understand, like, yeah, everybody tape was personal, but what he mean personal, what he talking about is that's not for sale.
It's not for sale. So, you know, we'll go make we'll jot down all the songs we want, just like you would do it at the DJ's house, and jot down all the songs I want on my tape and put this instrumental on there. But look, Screw, I wanna rap on this instrumental. So we did that, and I think Pat started doing it, and then so after Pat started doing it and we doing it, I guess it started getting out to the neighborhood, because the first time the boy Man Poof, Screwed Up Click Man Poof. Man Poof saw me on the southwest side on Fundra at the little car wash. He was like, man, I like, you know, that tape y'all did with Screw. I like that, and it surprised me because I didn't know Screw had
Let somebody. That was a no-no back then.
So I was like, man, hold up, okay. So when Man Poof told me that, it kind of inspired me even more to like, hey,
okay they fucking like with it, yeah.
So then, so we just kept going with that, and you know, at the time I was hanging around. 3-2, Mr. 3-2.
I remember.
Big Mellow, you know, really pretty much everybody from the rappers out there, and they was hanging with us and around us because of the Screw movement and all that, and you know, Scarface was best friends with Q Dog, right?
There you go.
So we was all around each other, and I was soaking up game from all of them. You know what I mean? They had real CDs on the shelves.
For
Scarface them, 3-2 them, Big Mellow them. And then, like I say, it was always a dream. So I was like, you know, in 9-5, I was like, look, let's do it. Let's drop a CD, a real CD in the stores. Let's do it. So that's kind of how that came about. It just all came together like that.
That's dope, man, because I'm talking about, it was such inspiration, because, you know, I'm 3-2, my best friend. I was back with Troy back then too. But when y'all did it, that was the Master P era and the early Cash Money. So it's like, you know what? I'm not inspired to be a rapper, but I want to be a boss.
Right,
and when I seen you doing it, it set off so many alarms in my head, because, like you say, Pat was so serious about it that you knew he was going to make it. He knew he was going to make it, man. What was that early PAT like, man, before I came around, when y'all was all kicking it and shit?
PAT he was always that fly, cool dude. Ever since I know him, I first met him. Him and one of my homeboys had a little confrontation. One of my people out Botany. They had a confrontation.
Always with Pat.
They had a conversation, man, and I was standing on the block, and Pat pulled up. He had a Coupe de Ville at the time, white Coupe de Ville, burgundy top, burgundy seats, and swingers. He ride with the windows down. He pull up. What's up? He go through the stop sign, because we had a 4-way stop sign. He go through the stop sign, park his slab, jump out with it running, and he just got out and talked to him. That was our first meeting. He was just telling me about my boy who he had the confrontation with. Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like,
squash
that. Let all that go. I ain't doing no tripping. He had the shotgun on the back seat, though.
Oh, Lord.
He talking about, somebody try to jack me at the store. Woo, woo, woo. I pull out the pump on him.
Petty character, man.
But ever since then, we got cool, because we would all go to schoolhouse. Him, Blunt, and we all used to just follow each other around in them slab lines. That's kind of how
Yeah,
on the
that
slab
started,
line.
right.
Started,
Yeah,
we just
exactly.
used to follow each other through school zones and 10, 11 slabs and
In a
single
single
file
file
line. You know what I mean?
line. That was real talk there, man.
Yeah, so during all that era right there, that's how we got real cool, though. You know what I mean? Then we
Man.
was on that rap thing with Screw. We had we both
Yeah.
had the same goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope there, man. And then you say that slab line, man, that Botany black, man, everything. What was your first slab that you put together, see?
My first slab, I had in '90. I had a Buick River Air. My first slab, I had a Buick River Air. I was I was only 16 years old, 15, 16. So back then, you know, you didn't have no youngsters riding slab because them slab was serious. The swing elbows were serious
They
back
got
then.
dead man wheels.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, you had to have some big nuts to ride slab then and shit.
But y'all had guns big as y'all though.
Yeah.
Them damn little BGs, man. You know, man. Not him, but the other ones. The one that looked like him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
hey, man, I'm talking about that was so incredible for y'all though, man. Cause we see y'all. It's like a bunch of, and we all kids at the same time. But y'all was like grown kids, like.
Yeah.
Smudge, who responsible for having y'all so rich at such a young age, man? It's like,
Man,
what the hell?
We kind of just did it ourselves, and I happen to have a uncle who was rich, and you know a couple uncles who was rich,
Facts.
and they just and we definitely was inspired by them and stuff, but we just kind of took it upon ourselves as youngsters. We ain't nobody. We had ourselves on the block. Nobody put us on the block. We just something we like. Hey, we finna make this money. It was money to make, so we was like, we finna make this money, man. So we was all in that mindset, and yeah, we started with them slabs, like I say, at a young age. Like you say, we was pistol packers. And
Yeah, man.
we wasn't taking nothing from nobody, so.
I ain't never heard nobody
You know what I mean?
taking one of y'all cars or taking something from y'all,
No.
man. I think niggas knew that. Cause it was 100 of y'all everywhere though.
Yeah,
That was
where
the
we
thing.
went, everywhere we went, it's like we had a gang, yeah, like you say, like 100 of us with us. You know what I mean? We was a gang without even trying
Being
to
a
be
gang,
Yeah.
exactly. Like for
Yeah.
real, I know they had y'all on fire. Cause that with them white hats.
Oh,
with
yeah.
I remember
They used
that,
to come
man.
to the neighborhood and line us up and take pictures of gang task force and all that. So, you know, and what I say in the song, gang task seem to be banging, so they try to swoop and I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just a G, man.
I'm just a G. I'm telling you, man, it's the truth behind all this shit, man. I'm talking about, man. I'm glad you're back, man. Hey, man, what was the first thing you did when you came home, man? Everybody little thing is I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna get. What actually happened when you got here, though? Like,
The first thing I wanted to do was get some Popeye's chicken, some fried chicken, man.
some fried chicken, man.
First-
How you meet Cash Money, man? How the
Alright,
hell y'all do that?
How we met Cash Money, I would say once our career got going a little bit on the independent side, like you say, we dropped the independent CD. Everybody was dropping independent. Like you say, No Limit, Cash Money, Rap A Lot there was already, you know,
Doing their
everybody was
thing.
independent down south. So how I met them was one day we was at Southwest Wholesale. I actually met them at Southwest Wholesale.
Rest in peace,
But-
Robert, man.
But I knew, hold on. You say
Pam.
rest in peace, Robert.
Robert gone. bro.
Robert gone?
Yes, Robert.
This must have
Gillen.
happened when I was locked up then. I never knew
Gillen
Robert was
passed
gone.
away, man.
Robert Gillen passed away? Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, they tried to revitalize. He was gonna come back as a kind of like Empire. I don't know if you heard about Empire yet.
yeah.
You know everything digital now. So he was coming Southwest Digital. He had already started getting into talks with us and all that, and then
Yeah, dang, man.
that was our guy. He was the real plug back
Yeah,
then. He
I
got us out the
didn't
streets
know.
good, man. He
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
Robert and
Well-
get, man. Hey, Robert, hey, what you need for that project? 30, 40 racks. Here you go.
Yeah. So so Bun B was I don't know if you remember, Bun B was featured on the Hot Boys.
For sure, yeah.
One of their first albums. So Bun B, me and Bun B pretty close. And Bun B actually hit me to the hot boys. It was like, hey, these dudes here, check them out. You know what I mean? They got it going on. Check them out. So I put the CD in the drop and bang that hot boys. And I liked them. I liked they was talking about the blinging and they was
doing
on.
our life.
They was on what we was on
for sure.
So from there, I knew who they was, and when I went to Southwest one day, they happened to be up there, and like you say, Robert Gilliam, he was like, well, you should meet these guys, Brian and
Slim. Yeah,
Brian and Slim, Baby and Slim. You should meet them. And these guys, every time they come up here, they come get $1 million checks from me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dang, back then, like, who is these dudes, man? What's
for
going
real,
on?
yeah.
So, I was trying to expand our fan base back then. So, I just figured it'd be definitely a good idea to team up with them and hook up with them and, and learn some things from them too, because they had been dropping albums before
us, yeah.
So, I teamed up with them and hooked up with them a few times, got them on features. And I was in the Baller Blocking movie with them, and
for sure.
And me and Juvie, it's like one of my good friends there. So me and Juvie real cool and close. So yeah.
Juvie was real. I remember Pam kind of was bringing them around too a little bit. Remember Pam, Street Flavor?
Yeah, Pam. Rest in peace, Pam.
Rest
too.
in peace, Pam, man. That's my baby, man. D Solo, shout out D Solo. He's doing a great job of Street Flavor. People don't realize Street Flavor was a magazine before it was a
video show.
A video show that Pam, and she went crazy behind Juvie. He must have had that woo on her or something, man. Rest easy, my girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can laugh about it now, man, but she was responsible for a lot of people with him too. You know what I mean?
For sure. She was definitely connected. Sure.
Heavily connected, man. And then back then, man, we gonna go back. I want to keep talking about the streets, man, but they gonna want to know, man.
Yeah.
What was the first time you had some drink?
First time I
The
had
real
to
drink now. Yeah.
I'm glad you asked me that. First time I had to drink was riding with my boy Fat Pat now. And Fat Pat was the first one to call me C-No, by the way, because I used to go by Lil C. He's the first one to call me C-No.
Wow.
At the store in Kennedy Heights. Cloverland right here, Kennedy Heights right there where he stayed. And there used to be a corner store right there. We always bump into each other up there. I guess one day I pulled out a bunch of money or something. He was like, man, you always have a bunch of money. I'm going to start calling you C-Note. I must have had a bunch of blue faces or something.
You know you did. The little heads, but hey, yeah.
So he started calling me that, and I caught on with that. But anyway, me, Corey Blunt, and Malmut, and Fat Pat. Nose. We all ride, we riding our hoops, and we put the clean slabs up in the forest up.
This through the week.
We ride in the hoopty now. So we in the hoodoo, and Pat them had to drink. We always smoke big weed, big sweets, and Pat them had to drink though. So they poured me a cup. I don't know what it is at the time, but I know when I taste it, it tastes pretty damn good. I mean, and it went good with them sweets, and
it's a concoction.
You sip a little drink, and you all right. So, but the crazy thing about it, I think by the time I'm on my second cup or third cup, somewhere in there, I couldn't drink no more. Pat like, I'll drink it.
That motherfucker, that
give it up.
He good with that one, boy. Boys don't want them cups.
So so look, I pass out somewhere along the way. I pass out. I don't know. I just remember waking up. I had a crib on the southwest side.
A-Leave, yeah.
Now this was
before that one.
A-Leave.
Okay.
This was in the Creek Bend area. I stayed across the street from Jose Cruz, who used to play for the Astros. I was renting a house out. It was right across the street from him at the time.
I'm telling you.
So I just remember waking up in my driveway, but I didn't know. I just seen some bricks. I'm like, you trying to
hell in my head, yeah.
I'm at the high. They done pulled, dropped me at the high. Look, I was around some good people. So
you know that.
So that was my first experience with the drink, and then after that, of course, I had to bring it to the homers, and you know what I mean. So,
You gotta check this out.
No, we all double cupping and sipping. We sipping out what Boom Farm.
Boom
back
Farm
then.
back then,
It was
for
before
sure.
the soda. We was Boom
Ding, ding,
Farm.
ding, 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 ding.
Strawberry Hill, the Snowberry Creek, and
Pina
all that.
colada,
Man.
and man, it was going
That's what
down.
we was on.
Yeah, you didn't
Boom
even need
Farm
all
and
the
bar.
drink they drinking now. Four had you comatose the way he talking about.
Boom Farm and bar, man.
But you know, Pat's favorite thing with that country lemonade, country time.
Oh,
Remember him and Blunt
yeah.
used to put it in the
Yeah.
gallon. That gallon, they'll pour all the country time in a gallon and then
Yeah.
put a 6 or some shit in there. Cause we wasn't even
Yeah.
dunking pints and shit back then. A pint lasts you 4 days.
Yeah, man, them paints was not. I tell you what, the first time I saw when y'all had a whole bunch of drink and y'all was at Bam's. I always go to Bam's.
Hey,
right?
come get it.
the
Yeah, I
car
wondered
wash
if you
and
were gonna
shit.
say that. I know. I say, man, I know. I was in that early
No.
see no drinking day.
You and your boy
Dave.
Pat Lemon. This was when
Pat
Pat
Lemon.
Lemon was around. This when you had the Benz on Blaze.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Pat,
what you tell him on that screwed up song?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
Bars trivia.
Yeah, pulled
you
up
know,
in the
Blaze,
bin,
yeah.
coming down on the buttons,
Yeah.
man. Fuck
True
'em.
shit, true shit.
And that was real shit.
During that time, your boy Pat Lemon was up there at Bam's one day, and he popped the trunk on that Lincoln. I think it was the Lincoln.
And not him and Man Pooh in that great Seville, that baby lack they used to have.
Back then, he had a Lincoln too.
Oh, yeah, nah, he
Remember
did,
got
yeah.
the Link.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same Lincoln that
It is.
Pat had got.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
He-
that
yeah.
Lincoln before Pat slabbed it, he was in that Lincoln and he popped the trunk up there at Bam, and the man had a whole trunk full
Full
of
of drink.
gallons of drink. It's my first time seeing drink in this form. You know, I done seen paint bottles and little folk gerber bottle.
Yeah.
But this man had gallons bleach bottle, the brown bleach bottle,
Hey,
looking
man.
thing, with the bar label on there,
Full.
full of drink, the whole trunk.
Full.
I was blown away. I say, man, this man here.
I need me one of them.
Yeah.
I know hey, I'm gonna need one of them, man, because it was so.
I didn't know it can come like that.
That's what when Man Pooh brought him to my house, I said the same thing. I said, man, what we supposed to do with this? Ain't nobody gonna buy it because it ain't in a
Man.
bottle.
That man had too much drink.
Too much,
That
man.
was the truth. For real.
Man, I remember when you was in A-Leaf, when I stayed around the corner from you over there.
Yeah.
Blunt stayed down, this
Yeah.
8 Ball stayed down.
Yeah.
We used to think A-Leaf was so far.
A-Leaf,
Man, I got my
yeah.
spot way out there in A-Leaf.
Way in A-Leaf, man.
A-Leaf, a hop, skip, and a jump nowadays, man. I'm talking about. And
A-Leaf was it.
we was in your kitchen. Where is them tapes? We was freestyling, boy. I remember that, man,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yesterday, man.
Man, I believe it or not, I got pretty much all of that. All
For
of that
real?
on tape. I'm
Oh,
hoping
yeah.
I can come out one day with a documentary. I know I got like so many, it's unbelievable.
Epic
Mike D.
moments,
I'm talking
yeah.
about a whole bunch of tapes just like filled up hours and hours of tape. That's why a
Need to
lot
give
of
a
stuff
five.
people see on the internet
Yeah.
now. With Screw and him at his house, he digging in the crates and stuff. A lot of that is
Coming from you, huh?
yeah, a lot of it is my personal footage. You know what I mean? That I just leaked a little bit out there at the time. When you see Pat them, you might see old footage of Pat. Or something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that is my footage.
I seen some footage in Pat them circle too when y'all used to be
That's-
over
yeah,
there. That's how I
that's
remember
all
that.
our
That was
footage,
all
too.
your footage and the classic.
The class.
No, we gotta talk about that classic,
classic.
man.
Crawfish.
Yes, sir.
We went to 9-4 Freaknik in Atlanta.
Oh.
I got all that.
You
all
gotta
that
bring it
live.
out, bro. You
Yeah.
gotta bring it out. Get with 5, man, and put your documentary together, man.
For
Where you
sure,
get
so.
you, man. That's $1 million situation for you right there
For
on,
sure,
on the
so,
cool. But what I want to talk about before we go is I want to talk about the livest party that I ever been to in human history
Oh, snap.
of the ever. And Tila got on here and said he was the king of the pussy blowout. I beg to differ, Tila. I beg to differ now that I'm with my brother. Man, look at here. Who the hell birthday was that over there at Ultimate
Man,
Sound Studio when y'all had the baddest party in the world,
yeah,
man?
everybody talk about that party. A
That was the
lot of people, a
Freaknik.
lot of OGs talk
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
I
and
had a good time, bro.
yeah, it was nice. It was one of my OGs, my OG Dana, and him and Smudge was like this, and my uncle Smudge and Dana, they was like that, and they were kingpins, man, and they had the party. And when you come in the party, they gave everybody
Ticket.
a ticket, like a carnival ticket, and you can kick it however you want to kick it with that carnival ticket, man. So, Yuck Mouth then was there from the
Yeah.
Loonies.
Yuck says the baddest party you ever
Yeah,
been to.
yeah, everybody, man, was in that thing. It was pretty damn nice.
I know one thing. It was a time to be alive right there. And what's crazy is they say, look, how much drink you got in that trunk? I don't know if it was Will, Lean, Dana, you, I don't know who it was, but they say, man, just put it on the table. Don't worry about it.
Whatever it is,
We're going to take care of it. We're going to take care of it, man. When I tell you, everybody just coming, and I did the same thing. They just give me a ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that's like, because the women get a ticket, but it wasn't no hiding. It's like right here going down.
Yeah.
I'm talking real Freaknik, bro. But we gonna leave that alone. We grown, married, and all that there. You know what I mean? Shout out to your wife, because she been your wife. You know what I mean? I ain't see him doing nothing. It was us. Let me shut up. Anyway, get a nigga in trouble. Get you hit upside the head before you get home. Damn, Mike D. Man, that was incredible, man. But how did you and Pat, come up with that? Derek was born and then we Texas
I
raised.
like that question, man. Actually, Pat he told me he had a song. His thing used to be a song a day, keep the haters away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he had me recording a whole lot with that saying, and he already came up with Third Coast born, Texas raised, but I used to always be screaming Third Coast born.
Yeah.
So he took it and turned it to a hook and a song, and and the rest is history, man. So we did that song. I had at the time. He told me we used to do a lot of 8s and 16s.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time he was like, "Look, I want you to do a 24 bars." So I was like, "Dang, 24? You know what I mean?"
Like a whole song.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, 24, man. Say 24, okay. I was up for the challenge, and but it was more challenging to me because I was in the middle of getting the diamond grill in my mouth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this like 97. So I'm in the mix of getting a real dinner work permanent diamond grill in my mouth, and I had temporaries in. So I had to, you put temporary teeth in your mouth. It's like,
trust me, I know. It's
can't-
slipping, it ain't fitting.
like, I don't even sound the same or nothing. So,
Right.
But yeah, I was able to get it out and make it happen. It was me, him, and Corey Blunt in the studio, and we did it at Fresh Studios, and came out. Everybody,
Man, I remember when y'all did it, that black fat joker pulled up the bam. I just hush this boy. See, that with you gotta know everything with Pat. This what people don't understand. He's the biggest competitor in the world.
Man,
You would take it
competition,
as hating, but that's just him. I just highs that boy C note on there, man. I say highs. He come up with words like he call you C note. He gonna come up with that lingo.
Yeah.
Will you tell these people, man, that the way they talk, the way they act, the way they is Fat Pat.
Pat, man. That boy had the swag, man.
Swagger dagger, man.
Swag, man.
That boy came up there, man. He played that
He's
song
excited, huh?
7,200 times because it was like, man, I got a C note on the song. But getting you was like getting a juvenile back then. That's what people don't understand because you didn't mess with a lot of people. You always been you, laid back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that was a real marker in his life. He was very proud of that, man, getting you on that song, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen him that happy when he made music, man. And just like a lot of people get happy, we buy our first brick.
Right.
Pat happy when he do a new song. Like you said, a song a day will keep the haters away.
Keep the haters away, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was able to do that with him, and the deal was he was supposed to do. I did that song. And he was supposed to do something to get on my album. on my first solo project. But it never did happen because
The
he ended up,
situation.
it never did happen, and I hate that to this day. I was like that. So that's how the song end up on my album as well, his album and my album, because I was like, damn,
We
I
gotta
gotta
do
put
that.
him on there or something, you know what I mean? So
That's your boy too.
yeah, so that was the only way I can do it.
And boy, don't know that's Pat in that video.
Oh yeah, he's in Thought a Minute Ways video.
I
He's in
didn't
Thought a
know
Minute
that
Ways
until I
video.
was
Yeah.
when you came home. I was doing some clipping for you.
Yeah.
When we did the Caro thing, and I was like, "Welcome home, C note type
Yeah.
shit." And no, when we did the Botany Boys, when we was doing that one, and I said, "I ain't know Pat was in that
Pat-
video."
Pat
Y'all
in there.
landed the helicopter, and
Yeah, we got Pat in there, DJ Screw in there.
For sure.
We got Cornell X in there, Scarface in there. A lot of the Screwed Up Click members. We did our thing in that video, and probably one of the first ones to land the helicopter in the video. Too.
Nah, you did.
Before the Bling Bling with Cash Money them, because I remember I showed Baby them the video. They were blown away. They like, man, that's y'all. And then next thing you know, when they got to deal with Universal.
Helicopter.
They land the helicopter with the Bling Bling. You know
On
what
the
I mean?
stage, they was landing
And they even brought
helicopter.
it
Yeah.
on stage on tour. That's
You
where the whole idea came from.
you did a lot of firsts, bro, and that's the thing people gotta understand when they talking this slab and they talking about and they talking about who did this and who did that, man. Certain people like Courtney and Corey Blunt and Condre, these names come up because these guys were the first of their time. You know what I mean? Of what they was doing. They wasn't following no patterns. They was creating the patterns. You know what I mean? So man, I like first one with an album, first one helicopter, first one black on blaze, lacquer. That was black lacquer. That was y'all thing, man.
Yeah, first one with the diamond grills.
There you go.
What I mean? So yeah,
And the first one with the diamonds without the grill.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
man.
did that, bro.
Yeah.
You did that, bro. And first one really put Flip on a song.
Yep.
A major
First
game.
one freestyling on the screw tape. First one put them on. Yeah, man. We just
Come on,
It's
man.
a lot of first, but like you say, we just living life, having fun. It wasn't
it.
like we
Trying
to
to
do
do it,
this
yeah.
and that. It just happened to be that way. And then a lot of people say we probably was a little bit of ahead of our time. We was ahead of our
sure.
time, pretty much. I can look back and say that for sure. We was ahead of our time, bro.
Man, we had a good time at your welcome home party, man. I'm talking about, man. I seen the look in your face, seeing everybody reaction to everything. I say, look at him. I didn't live that moment a lot.
One with Mike D.
Yeah, I
The
thought
best
my
they
nigga
ever
shot
do it.
me, man. Who shot who, man? We finna do this shit one time for the slap. We want to know who got the baddest slap in Houston right now. What's up, man? You say what now? You say they do what? They trip with you because you
Cause we got
sound
the
like
same
me.
voice. You sound like me.
I feel like you sound like me.
I feel like I was born in '67 when you were born.
See, I was born in 74. But let me tell you what happened. See, my shit ain't come till I was like 13. You know what I'm saying? That when them Newports fucked my shit up. How your shit get
Well, I'm
fucked
talking
up?
about in '72. I was smoking more cigarettes because it was hit to get the high.
I'm with my boo, cause when it no work, so baby call in and let the freaky shit begin for real. I'm ballin'. I ain't had no work in the past 2 weeks.
That's the
Shit
remix.
can get trippin' when you can't buy a key. Cause I'm more addicted to fiends. The fiends with rocks is on my block, it be rolling non-stop. So watch a nigga pop, house like a mop, Range Rover the cop. And you know what I mean. We on
God, we don't buy.
no sir.
You know what I'm talking about. We love this Kool-Aid, Mike. Let me shake your hand. Yes, sir.
We gon' keep rocking. We gon' come up with more. We gon' keep giving them more. And we ain't gon' stop till the money way up there.
Then we gonna get it some more.
Welcome home to my nigga C-Note, man. How you feeling, baby?
Oh man, just feeling good. Hold it down. Glad to be back home. You know what I mean?
How long you was gone?
Man, right under a year, right at 2 years, you know what I mean? I looked up, got a presidential pardon, but I was gonna, I was gonna get out around the same time anyway, so I stayed a few months.
Shit.
Back home, back with my family,
What?
and I take that home.
What? Few months is like a few years, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, 2 years too long, my nigga, man. You know what it is, man. Welcome home. You got this big pack. We gonna sign, and we gonna make it all come together, baby. Keep back and enjoy the night with you, baby.
Man, give me that Cloverland shit. I'm gonna do Cloverland.
When you come home and you like, man, oh, they done forgot about us, man.
Yeah.
But how did that feel, that energy? How did you take that, man?
Man, it felt real good to see everybody, family and friends, and the support, that everybody gave us, man. So that was a real big night for us, you know what I mean? For me, for the fellas and in the group, the Botany, clique. We hadn't been on that stage in years and years to come because we've been through so much trials and tribulation and turmoil, like you say. We've been through all that, Dez had did like 12 years. He wasn't never able to perform with us. Head did some time. And then, just mainly me, Willie, and D-Red trying to carry the torch throughout all that time. So for us, that night there, for us all to be together on one stage, it felt good.
Man, I just wish one person was there.
One person?
Gator.
Gator, man. Dang.
Can't get out of here without talking about that Gator, man. Every time I see Lil Baby, I think about Gator.
Yeah, Lil Gator, yeah, for real. I can see that. He was a young fly dude doing this thing and had all the girls.
There you go. I'm talking about then the older girls at that. He was younger than us, and he was a problem in the grown folk nigga business, man. Man,
real talk.
Gator, what?
Gator,
oh, so you? Oh, okay. We had to keep it player though.
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
man. R.P. Gator, man. I'm definitely missing him. That's like, he's like my little brother. He's my first cousin. And we grew up together, and I raised him pretty much, and he's like my little brother. When I lost him, it's just like losing my little brother or something, man. I'm a real family member, so definitely gonna always, hold it down for him, for sure. That's my God, yeah.
He could have seen some of this action going on. Be a different place, man. What you think with Pat, Gator?
Pat Gator,
Screw, Mo. It's a different Houston, ain't it,
man? Hey, man. I miss all the guys, man. I tell you that much. I miss them, man. And I definitely wish they was here.
Man, we got
them till I join them, man.
We got one last question for you, man. What does June 27th mean to C-Note, man?
June 27th, man. June 27th, I'm going to tell you this. I didn't know much about June 27th. I found out about June 27th one day. I was in at Club Oasis on the southwest side. They used to have Club Oasis right there at West Park and Gessner. I was in Club Oasis, and your boy R.P. Cola had played June 27th in the club. Now, playing a screw tape in the club was real. It wasn't popular, nothing like that. You don't hear regular music in the club. R.P. Cola played June 27th in the club, and the whole place was going crazy, and they were singing word for word. And it fucked me up. So I said, hold on, he not only playing screw, they singing this word for word. So I went over to the DJ booth. I was like, dang, so hold up. Do that again. So you know how they mute it and just let everybody sing? So I end up muting it too and just see what was gonna happen. And the whole place just started singing with no music on, no nothing. Right then, I knew June 27th was a problem. So
a real problem.
Yeah.
And Big Devo, baby. And we got Mr. Devo in the building.
I don't mean to jump in.
No, you better jump in.
Two of the realest niggas I know.
Yeah.
Out of everybody, I knew these niggas in passing. I see them in Screw Long Drive. I been like, fuck them niggas. We in here too.
Yeah.
That's how we was. And out of everybody in the SUC, everybody I know, these two niggas made tapes. They screw niggas. They the only two niggas that said we didn't like that. Cause it wasn't theirs. Everything they dropped
was
hot.
Yeah.
And see, they were talking about the personal. I have many screw tapes. I made a screw tape a week for 3 years.
Ooh-wee.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was the closest to screw and I was a lot of transportation. So my tapes was personal. If you didn't know me, you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But when I did the Dancing Candy in June 27th, you got people that ain't never been on screw. Big Mo did the 3 in the morning, but he had never been on a street screw. You know what I'm saying? You got youngsters. It's his first time.
Yeah.
I
Clay.
can't stop these. And Clay wasn't even rapping. He started rapping the day after June 27th. He told me that.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't gonna never miss another one.
Yeah.
And I was with him. He went and bought a whole Casio
about
keyboard.
Last Dance Clay?
Yeah, he supposed to be here too,
was
man.
He on June 27th too?
That nigga never know. He was
You
just
gotta
there.
listen to the shout outs to
Yeah,
hear
I think
everybody.
so. I think
Because
yeah.
people don't know, man, Pooh was in there.
Yeah.
They're like,
There'll be a
man.
lot of us in the room, just cool.
And everybody on the shout outs. But like I say, these two niggas is the only niggas that they ain't said behind my back.
Yeah.
They see me and they said, man, when this nigga Mike D told me that shit, he said, oh, D-Mo.
We ain't like that. Hell nah,
It blew my
nigga.
mind.
Hell
'Cause
nah.
I'm thinking niggas don't like it, but I don't know.
We ain't
You know
like
what I'm
that
saying?
shit. That
And
nigga,
this
hey,
said-
nigga,
for him to
what's
say
that
it
banana?
again, it's real, man.
Yeah,
It's real shit.
Yeah.
I ain't know what it
I'ma get
was.
up
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
what it was after that day.
Oh yeah, it was going down after that.
After
It was
that.
going down after that,
Going
man.
down. I knew what it was after that day. And then, youngster got that success, would want to be a ball after that, and went even farther with that.
Ain't that something, man?
And yeah, so you gotta respect
Respect
that.
it. Better,
you gotta
man.
respect that, man. So that's what it is.
Man, we got this the Botany boy boss in the building, man. Ain't no one bigger than the Botany block, man. But I like to call C-Note, man, as the boss man right here, man. Smud, he the overboss. They ain't gonna say underboss, he the overboss. You know what I mean? Dez, overboss. You know what I mean? Flip, underboss. You know. Botany is the block to stay crunk at all time, man. I love y'all unity, and I'm looking forward to putting some spot dates together with you, man, like we talked about, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's put this show on the road, man, and go get us some of this money that we've been missing, man.
Let's do it. They'll see us, man. What we going all throughout Texas,
All through
Louisiana,
yeah.
San Antonio, Dallas, Louisiana, Lafayette, all that. Y'all look
Charles.
out for Lake Charles. We coming, right?
Let's go, baby.
We coming, screwed up.
Know
Big
what it
South.
is.
My nigga.
I love you, baby.
Like Dizzle.
Welcome home, baby.
Yes, sir.
Already.
Now when I say DJ, you say screw. DJ screw. DJ screw. When I say DJ, you say screw. DJ screw. DJ screw. When I say back, you say back. When I say back, you say back. When I say back, you say back. Back. Look. That's what I'm talking about, man. I appreciate y'all coming out, man. It's glad to be back home, you know what I'm saying? It's a celebration.
Walk with the Botany.
You know what I'm talking about, Dez?
Walk with the Botany.
My nigga, what name? My nigga Mike D.
Fuck with that Botany shit, that new Botany shit coming soon, y'all.
Already, we have a Botany, baby.
Take it back when we old. Yeah.
Already. Hey,
If y'all want to give it to us, we'll take it motherfucking back. Fuck it.
Hold it down.
If y'all want to give it to us, we'll take it back. The foundational niggas, I've been waiting to say this shit anyway. I don't give a fuck who, man. I'm show y'all who started this shit, nigga. The Botany nigga. Yeah. We the motherfucking